Hi everyone, today I want to record another little video and I would like to title this The Christian Saints. The Christian Saints are no idols. I want to do this because I have quite a few Protestant Christian people around me, and from the environment where I grew up, yes, apart from being communist, but the area of that part in Germany was very Protestant, if there were Christians. And I found the kind of poverty, or still find that now with people. I mean, of course, people have Christ experiences and, where he comes and helps. But generally, I find there is a kind of poverty because people don't believe in all the mystical things. And especially for me, knowing that the saints are real is beautiful because that makes it more alive. The teachings of Christ and the reality of Christ, when you become one with him, what can happen for you and for the world. And like when I was in Cyprus and I sent messages, told my friends back here about the holy people, about the icons, people went, oh, they are idols, nah, nah, nah. But actually, and it kind of hurt me because that means I couldn't continue telling more because you were blocked off. So here I'd like to tell a little story of what happened to me and Graham in Cyprus. And so when we were quite new in Cyprus, we went into a little cafe in a little village called Tala. And the people there said to us, go up to the little church that's here around the corner. So we both started walking. I remember, still such a hot day, and the road was so narrow. You had to squeeze into the wall, against the wall, otherwise the cars would have flattened your toes. So it was like a really nice traditional village. And up the hill we went, and there was a little church. And as we came close to the church, we heard chanting. And we heard little bells, the little hand bells. And we thought, oh, there's a service going on. And the nice thing is about the Greek and Cypriot people, church services, you can walk in when you want and you can leave when you want. It's not like here in the West, the stiff, or you go in, sit down until the end and leave. And if you are late, that's bad. So we just knew we wanted to go in and experience that. So Graham let me wait at one door and he went to the other door. And as he peeped in, there was no one there. So we went in, all surprised. And, it was a lovely feeling in that church. I've never felt like that in Western churches. And so Graham admired all the icons that were there and all the images. And there was a lovely picture of Christ that had no glass over it, and it was not illuminated, especially by a lamp or a candle or sunshine. But when he took a picture of that, so when Graham took a picture of the Christ, the picture had the middle of the forehead of the Christ was shining like the moon. So that was beautiful. For us, that is a beautiful sign, a beautiful miracle. And I don't know if he still has the picture, but I think he does. And what we noticed is, though, that outside the church, somebody picked up a bicycle that was left there and quickly rushed down to the village. We thought, oh, well, whatever that was about. And when we came back down to the village, the people were all excited and they said, oh, there was a woman at the church. She came down on a bicycle, and she told us what happened up there. And we thought, oh, okay, so she must have experienced what we have experienced. And that for me always shows that there is something to it if more people than one experience something unusual. So they told us the story that this church is dedicated to a saint called Marina of Tala. And Marina of Tala, I think when she was still alive, she said something like, when people will come to this church and you will hear singing and prayers without any physical person being there, then it is us, the holy ones, who celebrate because somebody is coming who will succeed in merging with God in this lifetime. That was supposed to have happened when Padre Pio was in Tala, when he was a youngster. So we were, amazed, let's see what's going to happen later in life. But then they told us a story that amazed us even more. That quite recently there was a family in Cyprus who had a boy who was very sick. He had a heart problem, and people kept praying and praying and nothing happened. And even when they prayed and asked Marina of Tala to help, she didn't help in the way that people thought she could, whatever reason she had. And so the heart got worse, and they had to plan an operation, and that operation could not be done in Cyprus. So the family flew to Germany. And in Germany, in the hospital, everything went perfect. The boy recovered to complete health. There was no sign of any heart problems anymore, no scars, nothing. That was, the end result. But the miracle thing was, as well, during the operation, all the doctors did their jobs. And only when they finished, they realized that they did not know. They have never seen before the heart surgeon. And only when they realized, who is she? She suddenly wasn't there anymore. They realized she's suddenly gone. And then all puzzled when they looked into the book where you have to write your name and, who's doing what, obviously for all the logs. I have no idea about these things, but anyways, so in that book they saw the name Marina of Tala. So the Cypriots know immediately, aha, that was our saint, materialized here in the form of a surgeon to do the work. Why she did it like this, I don't know. Obviously that means the saints accept medicine as well. Don't know what the Germans made of it, but for the Cypriots it was clear it was Marina here in physical form, making sure that everything is going well, and it did. So that is the story of Marina of Tala. And I think it is important for us to hear these stories of saints, in modern day saints, not just the old ones, to know that God and Christ are still very alive, and not only Christ, but also other people who've walked in his footsteps and became one with him are now here around us, helping us on our journeys to become one with him. And then when they are one with him, they can do lovely good things for the world, even after they have left the physical body.